All right, let's dive right into a story that's all about prophecy, secrets, and that one single moment when a hero's entire destiny just completely shatters. So, this is the big question, right? Think about it. What if everything you believed in, your whole purpose, your fate, was all just built on a total misunderstanding? What do you do then? So our story kicks off with our main character, Chiron. He's just been expelled from his academy because his visions are, well, too chaotic. But instead of going home, he does something else. He chooses exile. And for 3 days straight, he's been completely alone, just surviving on dried mushrooms and whatever rainwater he can find in the absolute most dangerous part of the city. He's not just hiding out, you know? He's trying to make sense of his visions, trying to figure out if there's some kind of warning or a real prophecy. And I mean, just look at where he's doing this. The old district is a place nobody in their right mind would ever go. It's this decaying, almost post-apocalyptic landscape, filled with ghosts of the past and, yeah, literal poison oozing from the ground. It's a pretty desperate backdrop for a search for truth. Then, on the 4th day, his solitude is completely broken. Someone new shows up, a character who is about to challenge everything Chiron believes, not with magic or visions, but with cold, hard logic. This is what he hears first. It's not the usual whispers from the mysterious wall that surrounds their city. Nope, this is something totally different. It's artificial, it sounds like it doesn't belong there at all. And then this figure appears. Someone who looks like they were literally pieced together from the ruins. They've got a patchwork cloak, a mask made of shattered crystals, and this strange glowing mechanical gauntlet. This is Nick. And he is definitely not what Chiron was expecting. Now, this right here is the absolute heart of the conflict. You've got Chiron, who sees the world through this mystical lens of visions and prophecy. And then you have Nick, who sees everything as a technical problem, an equation to be solved. He even tells Chiron, "I'm a technician, not a mystic." Where Chiron hears the wall, Nick sees its vibrations as data. It's a total collision of faith and science. So what exactly is a technician? Well, Nick explains it perfectly. He's not trying to predict the future, not at all. Instead, he digs through the wreckage of the past, broken artifacts, old recordings, you name it, just to understand the chain of cause and effect. He's kind of like an archaeologist of reality itself. Okay, so this is where Nick drops the first major bombshell. And it has everything to do with Chiron's father, who vanished years ago, branded a traitor. Nick reveals that just before he disappeared, Chiron's father, Velo, left one thing behind. A single, final recording. One crucial piece of data. And this is the message. 3 words that just change everything. Stina klitka. The wall is a cage. That massive crimson wall they all believed was their protector, their sanctuary, is actually their prison. You can just imagine the ground shifting under Chiron's feet. Now, armed with this devastating new piece of information, Nick forces Chiron to go back and re-examine the one vision that's been haunting him, the very vision that got him exiled. And look at the question Nick asks. It's so specific. He's not interested in the big, chaotic prophecy. He wants the details. He asks, "What did you see right before she fell?" He's digging for a data point, something small that Chiron might have just overlooked. And that's when Chiron remembers. It wasn't just an image of his friend, Luna, falling. There was a sound. She was quietly singing a song from their childhood, a little melody that only the two of them would know. It seems like a sentimental little detail, right? But for Nick, it's the key to everything. And this is just brilliant. This is Nick's home method laid out step by step. 1. The vision shows Luna singing this very specific song. 2. It's a song only Chiron remembers from a childhood they supposedly never even shared. 3. And that's the contradiction. There's no way she could have known it. Which leads to the mind-blowing conclusion in step 4. The vision was never about her future. It was about Chiron's. So if the vision wasn't about Luna's fate, but about Chiron's role in her fate, this leads to a terrifying new question. What exactly is that role? And just look at this contrast. This is the real gut punch. Chiron has always believed he was destined to be a savior. He thought his visions were a warning so that he could save Luna. But Nick-san just lays out this horrifying alternative. He's not the savior, he's the trigger. The very act of him trying to save her with this new truth, that's what's going to cause her to fall. Nick lays it all out with this one, final, chilling line. The truth that Chiron carries isn't a gift, it's a weapon. A weapon that will absolutely shatter the world of the one person he's desperately trying to protect. And in that moment of just terrible, awful revelation, something inside Chiron shifts. He's staring into this memory crystal that Nick gave him, and all those chaotic, frightening visions, they suddenly just come into focus. For the very first time, he's not seeing a confusing mess. He sees a clear, terrifying path forward. So that's where we leave things. Is the power of a vision really in what it predicts? Or is it in how the person who sees it decides to act on it? Is prophecy just fate? Or is it a data point that forces you to make a devastating choice?